Hello everybody, this is Tim Murphy again with ApplyMate.com. This is the first of a series we're going to be running called How to Get My Job. It's going to be conversations I'll have with people that I think have pretty cool jobs, see if we can find out a little bit about how they got their job and maybe some pointers for how they think you should approach a similar job if that's what you're interested in. So with us today is Jessica. Hi Jessica. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your industry, your title, start with your title, and then your role at your company.
Sure. I am an integrated account director for a major publishing company that publishes both a magazine, a website, and has an events division. I work in the advertising industry on the media side, so working for a specific publication that does ad sales, and have background working on the media agency side as well.
Okay, so you work selling space for advertisers to place their ads right now?
That's correct.
Okay. So can you tell us, you just kind of alluded to your media agency background, can you tell us a little bit about that and just general things about your background?
Yeah, so I worked on the media agency side for 3 years right out of college. They recruited pretty heavily where I went to school at the University of Illinois, so that was like my first big entry way into this industry. And then from there, when I moved cities, I was able to leverage that to change over to the sales side.
Okay, and tell us like what a media agency is. You said right now you're selling the space, so what does the media agency do?
The media agencies, they work with their clients to figure out what their objectives are for advertising and then deciding where the ads should be. And then they work with us on the sales side to say, okay, if we want to advertise in magazines, which magazines are the right magazines that they should be advertising in.
Okay, I see. So what did you study? What did you go to school for?
I actually studied advertising, but that's very rare. So most people who work in my industry don't have advertising backgrounds, and I think it's one that really welcomes people with diverse perspectives. So if you studied something that you don't love and you're looking for a new industry, I highly recommend the media industry because, again, it's extremely social, it's very fun, and it's a great way to meet new people in a new city.
Is there a predominant major or academic background that emerges, or is it really just a total mix of?
It is a total mix.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. So if you're looking for a new career path, this is a good one, no matter what your background is. How did you get your job that you have right now?
So my current job, I was at the media agency, I was moving cities, and so I leveraged kind of like my current network of connections at the agency. So talked to a couple of close friends who, one knew somebody who lived in DC where I was moving to, was working at my current company. She knew of job openings, was able to get a great kind of recommendation from my friend in Chicago, and then leverage that into an interview, and also, again, great recommendations to top management that was interviewing me.
Okay. So good. So it sounds like you tapped into your professional network. It sounds like it was a position or a situation where you could talk about, hey, I'm going to be leaving the company. Is there anything you can do?
So that's not something that's always available. Yeah. Normally, if you're not leaving the city, you don't want to advertise that you're looking for another job. So what I would recommend is talking to kind of close trusted friends or even close trusted colleagues that you might be able to ask. Since I've been on the sales side, I've had a lot of my clients who are looking for other positions approach me to see if I know of other openings, which definitely being on this side, working across like multiple accounts and multiple agencies, I always hear about different openings. So talk to people that you trust, and a lot of times they'll hear about stuff that's happening.
I feel like that's a good point, because a lot of people get very nervous about the idea of looking for a job while they have a job, and this is a good example of this is a good example of a way to network, get yourself out there without broadcasting it. I know I see over and over people being really, really apprehensive about looking for a job aggressively, but this is a great example of a way that you can be very proactive but still kind of sly about it. Any other recommendations you have for people? Really want to know the best way to get a job like yours. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a media advertising job or necessarily just a sales job, but any other pointers that you think you could talk about for how to get this job?
I think for advertising in general, there are two things that are the most important. Once you kind of sprinkle your resume and applications and you start to get bites, the two biggest things are personality. It's because it's such a social industry. When you're interviewing, they don't want to just hear about your experience, but they want to know that you're the type of person who can work well with the team. So really emphasizing your team workability, but connecting a lot with your interviewer is very important. And then to follow up, it is a very fast-paced industry, so knowing that somebody is organized and is going to stay on top of things is very important. So if you are proactive in your follow-up, that will also be a good sign.
Excellent. So those are some great things to keep in mind if you're looking at this industry. Well, thanks for talking with us.
No problem.
Hopefully our viewers get a little bit out of our talk and some of your experiences. We're going to be doing, I think I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to do a couple more episodes like this and just talk to people that have cool jobs and find out how they did it. And maybe walk away with some pointers.
And if you have any questions, feel free to contact Tim. I'm happy to answer questions that people might have.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Come back again.